Hello everyone, this is Johannes and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and today I am joined again by Sunniva and we are doing another top 10 list. Today we are going to go through our top 10 cooperative games. And this is a list that Sunniva chose to do because I don't really like co-op games, with some exceptions that you will see here. And a lot of my choices are based on that I don't like a lot of things that are in co-op games.
Yeah, but I do.
You do like co-op games?
Not all of the things, but I love co-op games, yeah.
You do, but like a lot of co-op games I enjoy playing with you because
Yeah.
it's, for me, a lot of co-op games are more of a activity,
Yeah.
like it's not like board gaming, we're gonna win this thing. It's more like sitting there, like playing, for example, Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah.
It's more about just sitting there
Trying
and
to
enjoying
survive.
and see what's happening.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really play this with more players because when I have more players to game, I want to play board games. Not saying it isn't a board game, but for me it is more an activity.
Yeah, I think those are more fun to do with just you.
Yeah, but these are mostly games I enjoy playing with more than 2 players, with a couple of exceptions.
Yeah.
So there are co-op games that I really enjoy. I started off really bad with co-op games because I started off playing Pandemic, which I really don't like, and also Castle Panic, which is horrible. And
You think so? Okay.
You have played Castle Panic?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, it's so bad. It's like
I
one
don't
of the
think
most
so.
horrible games ever.
It's okay.
But let's do that later, you know. The thing is that you kind of got into board gaming because of me.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why you got a little bit better first impression of
Yeah, that's true.
co-op
Because you
games.
have tried out what you think about the co-op games before,
Yeah.
and those that you didn't like, we didn't play. So I think in our collection now we have only co-op games that you have enjoyed. Maybe, I don't know.
No, not correctly.
Except from
Pandemic is over there.
sorry.
But yeah, because but you still usually enjoy them a lot more than me.
Yeah.
Even the ones I enjoy, you enjoy more.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
almost all the time. We have some exceptions. I think you like all the games on my list. I don't know. We will see. But I know that I would play all the games that are on your list. So
Yeah.
do
Yours
not take
too,
that
yeah.
as doing to
Yeah,
start
yeah,
suggesting
yeah,
co-op
yeah.
games. But we have been rambling about board games for some minutes now. Do you think we should ramble about these specific board games?
Yeah, I think so.
You think we should start with your number 10? What it is? Your number 10.
My number 10 is XCOM the board game. And is that one there? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The XCOM, the board game, is a real-time cooperative space invaders fight off aliens because they are a bad game. That's basically the description on Board Game Geek. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
It's by
okay.
Epic Lang. It's released by Fantasy Flight.
Yeah,
yes,
it
it is. And it is based on a video game neither of us have played. I have never played it. I do own a couple of them, but I haven't tried them out. In this one, you have 4 different roles. This is a game I would only play with 4. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have 1 role each, and they are really different. They are asymmetrical. You have different things that will happen. One person, you have used an app in this game, and one person is looking at the app and just shouting out things that should happen and saying, no, we have to do this, no, we have to do this, and people have like 15 seconds to do it, and then they have to scream like, I'm done, and then you go to the next step and you go through all that stuff, and it's a really hard game.
Yeah, it's stressful and it's hard. I think, and the good thing about it is if that it's too easy or too hard for you, you can adjust the difficulty level.
But it's never too easy, like, except when you're playing on easy, you
Yeah.
can't win.
Yeah.
We have never won anything
Beginner,
but easy.
like the tutorial, you might.
You can't win that
No,
one,
you
it's
can't
made
win,
so
yeah.
you can't win, it's
Okay.
impossible. But so what do you like about this one?
I like how stressful it is and the asymmetrical rolls. Because if you screw up, if one of the people screw up, you have to like it's bad for all the people, and you have to. It's quite a lot of money management or resource management.
Yeah, for one of the players are
Yeah.
actually have the budget, and they have to say like, can I have 3 money for that? Can I have 2 money for that? And they have to be like, oh, but we really need those money over here. I like to do the app because then I can just sit there and say what everyone else should do.
Yeah,
I enjoy that.
And I think the group we played it with, we have almost like fallen into the same role.
Yeah.
So we are more like comfortable with each role. So
And when we changed roles, it was just
Yeah.
Because it's really hard when you're used to do something and somebody's not good with money, got the money roll, and they had no idea what's going on. Like, we have 15 money, too little. Yeah. And it was horrible. But yeah, that's XCOM the board game. It's your number 10. Do you have anything more to add?
No, I think that's it.
There is an expansion, but we don't usually buy expansions, so we haven't tried that.
No.
So your number 10, XCOM the board game. And then we are off to my number 10. My number 10 is something you will see in my list. This is a shorter game. It's more of like a game you can play with many people, also a few people. It's silly, it's stupid, it's dexterity game. It is Dungeon Fighter. This is a co-op game I really like because it's quick. It doesn't have a really lot of rules. It's not possible to be an alpha player. You can't say like, let's explain what this game is if you haven't played it. Like, really simple. This is a game where the board is a target and you have to throw dice at the target. And they have to bounce on the table and then land on the target to try to hit monsters. That's basically what you do in the game, with some special abilities, some equipment, some stuff like that. But that's basically how the game works. And it's possible to be an alpha player. You can't really say, hit there, throw the dice there.
You can try.
You can say that, but then people do try and they will be like, no, it's on the floor over there.
Yeah, that's
because
me.
that's how this game usually goes.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. There's different roles that you have different special abilities. You can buy equipment, which makes you throw the dice in stupid ways, like under your leg, like sitting under the table, throwing it up, like standing on your head, having the die on your foot and trying to land. You don't actually do that, but it's like all this stupid...
then it does more damage when you use those weapons.
When you do weapons. Also, there are some monsters that makes you like close your eyes or blow on the die, or this one stupid monster, it makes you stand with your back to the board and throw the die over your shoulder.
We have to skip him because
impossible.
we die every time. Yeah.
I want to see a video of you doing that.
Yeah, please.
It's impossible.
Okay.
So that is Dungeon Fighter. It's a really nice game, which makes my blood boil. I do have 3 expansions I haven't tried yet, so maybe we can do that sometime. Do you like this game?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm horrible at it though.
You are.
I really suck at throwing dice and
you
stuff.
Do, but
apparently.
It's still fun to play with you. Sometimes.
You. I haven't won this game once.
I don't think you have. I think we played like 8 times in a row and we lost.
Yeah.
And you throw the die and it's like pop over there, or you throw it and it lands there. But I still like you, so you must be a good person. So that is Dungeon Fighter, my number 10. Let's move on to your number 9.
My number 9 is higher on Johannes' list.
Oh, we're gonna go there, though that means that my number 9 is higher on your list. So please in the comment let me know what you think about our number 9. So let's go to your number 8.
My number 8 is Mysterium.
Mysterium! That was my number 9. So we basically almost synced up on this one. This is a game, 2 to 8 player game, where one player is the ghost. 7.
2 to 7.
2 to 7, I'm just lying because I have no memory. But 2 to 7 players, where one person is the ghost, the others are investigators trying to find out who killed the ghost, where he was killed, and with what weapon. This is basically a combination of Clue or Cluedo, that depends on where you live, and Dixit.
Yeah.
Where you have kind of Dixit cards with these strange things, and the ghost can't say anything. It's just trying to show a message with these strange cards. And it's a fun game. What do you think about it? You have it higher on your list, number 8.
Yeah, I think it's nice, like party or family fun. We played it with maximum player count, I think, and we're having a blast each time. It's I think it's like a really nice game. Almost more like an activity.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, this isn't a big heavy game, and it is on my list. Because of that, it's a nice game. I enjoy being the investigator, but I do enjoy being the ghost more. This is kind of like, if I play a role-playing game, I do enjoy being the game master more than I enjoy being a player, because I like controlling things. So you might say I would be like an alpha player. I try not to do that when we play board like co-op games because I hate that. But in games like this, I do enjoy having that role.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and trying to do, but it's also really frustrating because I had to sit there and they say like, I think he means this round thing. I'm like, what? Is there a round thing on there? I have no idea what's going on. And I don't really understand what they're talking about. And I try to give some other hint. Oh, down here, there's some pink in the corner. No, it's like everything else. So it's really frustrating to just sit there, and also all the people saying like the ghost is stupid and you can't say anything.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect game to play if you want to say something to someone and not have them say anything back, because they can't. Then they will break the rules.
But I think it's nice that you can play so many.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
It, because when you are a lot of people playing a board game in general, it takes a lot of time. But here, some of the playing time is timed with a hourglass.
But it's also really quick to get into.
Yeah.
And one thing though is that I hate house ruling games. Like, I don't understand why people do it. The rules are the rules for a reason. But with this game I actually do it.
Okay.
With this game we play the old Ukrainian Polish rules and not the new rules.
Yeah,
because you have some.
Is...
Yeah, you have the new. In this version, there is some tokens. You have to guess what the right answer was, and you get some points, and you get to look at them, and it's kind of makes the end game really strange. The only thing that's really strange about this game is the end game is basically like if you win or lose. Usually we manage to win.
Yeah.
But the thing is that everything you have done up to the end game is basically you didn't need to do it. Because they are really separated. Like, so they start, there are two phases. The first one that every player has to find out who might have killed them. Like, everybody has one suspect, one place and one weapon. And then the second phase is you have one guess to guess who actually did it. And the ghosts have to choose between, have to choose 3 cards from their hand and then choose who did it.
That's true, but I think the first part is funnier because
it's
absolutely more of the game and you play more like an individual.
Mm-hmm.
At the last thing, it's harder to guess, and you only get like 3 hint cards.
Yeah.
So
I kind of think that as a game, this isn't so good.
But I like it as the activity though.
Yeah. Like, it's really fun to play, but as a game, if I should sit down and think like, how is this designed? It's designed really strange, and the rules in this, if the prophecy rules or what they call, I don't like those. But other than that, Mysterium is a really good game. That's your number 8, and my number 9. So we're gonna go to my number 8, and that is your number 9, and that is a Norwegian game, a Norwegian cooperative game, and it's big, and it's called, everything is falling off. It's not called that, it's called Escape! The Curse of the Temple! It has to be said like that, or else it's the wrong game. This is a game by Christian Amundsen Østby. One of my favorite things to say when I speak English is to say Christian Amundsen Østby's name, because I go into the Norwegian way of saying it. So, if you haven't played this game, you should, if you like games that play quick and have stress factor and are timed. So, again, this is another game on this list that for me is, you can play it with many people, it doesn't go long, it's impossible to be an alpha player. Like, you can try, you can say, go there, but people like have to roll dice, because in this game it's basically like a Yahtzee mechanism. You are running around this temple, trying to find gems to be able to get out of the temple, and you roll 5 dice, and you can roll them as many times as you want until you get the symbols you want, and then you can move or explore or do stuff like that. But if you get a black mask, then you have to you can't roll it again until you roll a golden mask. You can unlock 2 black masks, and people can help each other. So if I'm stuck, if I only have 5 black masks, I can't do anything but wait for Sunniva or someone else to run over to my place and help me get those black dice unlocked again. It's a 10-minute game. It's with a soundtrack, so it's always 10 minutes long. It's not one of those games that can be 10 minutes or can be 2 hours. It's 10 minutes. In this big box, there's a lot of expansions. The designer also made this really nice challenge sheet with a lot of different challenges that you can add, like modules from different kind of expansions, and make it harder and harder and harder all the time. This is a game I really enjoy. I really like playing it. So what do you think about Escape?
I agree.
I mean, Escape! The Curse of the Temple!
I like it very, very much. We played it a lot, but at the start we didn't have the big box, so we played the original.
The small box.
Yeah, we had a small box. We played with only the original stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it only makes my list because of the big box, because I think it adds. It's a good game anyways, but it adds so much variety, and I think it's really cool. And that. All of the variety with the different stuff makes the game more interesting and more replayability.
Yeah. It's almost endless replayability. You can play it with different people, and there's so many ways, like 30 or 40 challenges. You can basically play the game 40 different ways, and you can't win them all because they're really hard.
Yeah.
So that is my number 8.
My number 9.
That is Escape the Curse of the Temple! And then we are at your number 7.
And my number 7 is higher on your list.
Okay, my number 7 is higher on your list. So, yeah, let's go to your number 6.
Yeah. My number 6 is Spirit Island. And this is a fairly new game to our collection.
And a fairly new game.
Yeah.
It came out in 2017. So it came out in the last end of the of the last year. It's called 2017, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this game you are spirits on an island. That's why the game is called Spirit Island, and you have to try to get all the intruders, like the enemies. What do they call in this game? I don't
like
remember.
The conquistadors.
Yeah, there's
colonists.
They have been discovered by invaders from a far-off land, and they have to scare them away and help the natives to not get killed by the faraway invaders and win. This is a fairly big, heavy, complex game. I can't go into like how you play it because it's so much stuff. But you use cards, it's card play. You have special abilities for the different spirits. They play really different with different cards. They unlock more cards as they go. Kind of like a leveling up system in the game.
Yeah.
As you get better, you grow, you go share your influence out in the island so that you can do more stuff. It is a heavy, big, pretty long game, Spirit Island. What do you think about it? Why is it your number 6?
Yeah, it's hard. Really hard, but what I like about it is the different roles. You have to like work together and figure what you are good at and what you're bad at, and I also like the luck thing in this game. What do you call it? The randomness, because it's no dice, it's cards, and you always see what's happening in advance, so you can actually plan ahead on what's going to happen. And I really like that, because in many co-op games you use dice or some kind of randomness and you can't really prepare for it, I think. So I really like that in this game, that you have the chance to negate the
randomness. Yeah, absolutely, and plan more.
Yeah.
You have to play good to actually beat this game.
Yeah, because you can't.
Not just be lucky.
You can't be lucky, and you can't really blame the
game. No, I like this game, but for me, it didn't hit my top 10. Let's say it was like 12. I just did a top 10 for this one. Let's say it was like 12. But for me, I would like to play it more. But usually, when I want to play a game that's this heavy, this long, this deep, I want to play a competitive game. Because I get more out of it. Like we said in the beginning, like co-op games are basically a lot of planning. In this game, it's just like half of the game is just sitting around planning, and then you execute and you try to do it as best as possible. And I can like that sometimes, but usually I would like to do that planning in my head and against you. Or somebody else.
That's
like,
fair.
So that's why it didn't hit my list.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to add?
No.
No.
It's
That
a good
is
game.
your number 6, Spirit Island. And then we're up to my number 6. No, we're not, because it's higher on your list.
Yeah.
So, we are halfway there. Let's do your number 5.
My number 5 is Arkham Horror, the card game.
Arkham, it's not here. Arkham Horror, the card game is in this box I have in my hands right now with the magic of photo editing.
I hope you put a game there.
I will, or else it will look really strange. So here is the Arkham Horror box. This is a 2-player game. You can play it with more. This is one of the, if you have more base sets, this is a living card game from Fantasy Flight Games. This is one of the games we will only play with 2 players. Yeah. It's a campaign game. It's a game where you have your investigator from Arkham. It's a Cthulhu-based game. So you have an investigator with a deck. You can build the deck, or you can make the pre-built ones, or use the pre-built ones, which we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't really like building decks with deck building games. And you play through a campaign. We have only played through the base box. And we got started on a couple of the other scenarios. And we really like it. It's it was my number 7, by the way. It was my number 7, so it is on my top 10. It's a story-driven card game.
It is.
It is. It's kind of based on the Lord of the Rings co-op game. Card game, also living card game from Fantasy Flight, which we also did enjoy.
Yeah.
But for me, I will say this first. It was first on my list, so I will just say this before it's your turn. It's too much deck building in Lord of the Rings, the game, because basically you have to make a deck specifically for every scenario. In this one, you can use the pre-built decks, they work great, and then you get experience point, which makes you add new cards. So you can take out cards, add new cards. So there's like tiny bits of deck building to make your deck better, not take it apart and make combos and do all that stuff that I really don't have time for. So why is this number 5 on your list, Arkham Horror, the card game?
Yeah, you've already talked about a lot of things that I enjoy about it, and I think that Lord of the Rings, the card game, would be equally as high if it weren't for the deck building, because I really enjoyed it, and each time I see the box, I'm like, oh, I want to play that, but I don't want to build the decks.
No, it's too much work. Like, if you want to play that game, you should love deck building. Like, for games that have a lot of deck building, the players who enjoy them, the deck building is kind of part of the game. I just want to play. So Arkham Horror is really nice. I really hope that we can get to it again sometimes in 2025 or something when we're old.
And this is also like kind of an activity for me. It's a game also, but since it's only you and me, we're going like on an adventures and probably gonna die together. Yeah, or go insane.
Yeah. And so that's basically, we play these kind of games when we don't really want to play games.
Yeah.
When you want to just sit down and enjoy yourself.
Enjoy a little, yeah.
Yeah, so I really hope we can get back to it. I think there's like a gazillion expansion packs already.
I really want to play it
because it's Fantasy Flight and they usually make like 16 expansions every week. So that is your number 5. Arkham Horror, the card game. It's right here. Okay, so my number 5 is another small game. It doesn't take long. Do you start to see where I'm going with this? And that game is the Gristle. This little small box here is a cooperative game based on the First World War in France. The guys who made the game, they said they wanted to make it feel like war, to make it feel like you were having no chance, and it really makes you feel that, because it's a really hard game. It's a no communication game. You can't really communicate about what you want to do. It's a card-driven game. You're playing card with symbols, trying to play a lot of cards, not lose by getting the more of the same symbol, trying to get rid of all the cards before the timer runs out. Not an actual timer, but it's a deck of cards to reach the timer. For me, what made this game even better is the expansion, which adds some scenarios, some missions, not scenarios, some missions that you go through. Like the leader of each round chooses one of the 2 missions, and it's usually something bad or sometimes something good that happens during the rounds. You can play differently, and it's a really nice game. It's really hard. It is fun. It's quick. It's hard to be an alpha player again. You see what I like in co-op games. It's hard to be an alpha player because you can't actually speak. Sometimes it's frustrating because you have to play with players who understand the game, because when you don't do and somebody like play this card and you're gonna be like, what is going on in your head? Why are you playing this card? You just lost the game.
Yeah, we'll lose because of that one card.
But then again, it's a 15-minute game, 15 to 30-minute game, depending on how fast you lose.
And you're probably gonna lose anyway, so that card doesn't really matter.
You are, so this is my number 5. It isn't on your top 10, which again shows why you're wrong, but What you do like this game?
I like it, but it wasn't room for it on my list.
So let's say it was like your number 12.
Yeah.
15, 20,
Yeah,
25, 30, 45. Top 100 co-op games!
But I like
Gristle.
it. I like the length of it, and I like the feel you get. It just feels really hopeless, and I think that's the point. So they made a good game.
They did something right with this one. The Gristle, with the expansion, especially my number 5. So let's go to your number 4.
My number 4 is Mythos Tales.
And that is also here. This is not a game that isn't here right now because it's somewhere else. Basically, that's why stuff aren't here, because they are somewhere else.
Yeah.
Mythos Tales is story-driven adventure, kind of like a choose-your-own adventure. You read in a book, you choose where you want to go to read some more in a book, and then when you're finished reading a book, then you can answer some questions about what you read in the book. And if you manage to answer the questions about the stuff you read in the book correctly, you get more points that you can write down somewhere, and you will be happy. This is a game, it's also on my list, it's my number 6. So if you thought that the introduction wasn't like positive, it is. This is a game where you actually sit down in the sofa and you read a book. And you choose where you want the adventure to go, you explore stuff, you make things happen, you get shocked,
And you're trying to solve like mysteries.
A mystery, yeah, that's the questions in the book. There are a mystery that you heard about in the beginning, and you get there and you solve stuff, and you go there, you go places where nothing happens, you go places where a lot of stuff happens. This is a game you like a lot better than me.
Yeah.
What do you like so much about this game?
I'm not a really big fan of the Cthulhu universe. Yeah,
it's really fun to say. It's the second game on this list that are based in the Cthulhu universe, but you don't like it.
I don't dislike it, but
you're not like a fan.
Yeah,
like me as well. We enjoy it, but not fans.
Yeah, but I like the stories that it's telling, anyways. And we played only 2-player.
Yeah, I would never play this with more than 2.
And
like maybe 3, but I won't because of an activity.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a cozy activity, but it's not, because some of the like stories are a little
gruesome,
horrible.
yeah.
But I really like it. I like to read a little, or listen to you.
Yeah, because
reading.
you don't read it. I read it aloud with voices and everything.
Yeah,
so
that's really cozy.
You enjoy that, and yeah, I enjoy it too. But I get when I sit playing it 3 hours, my voice is getting sore and stuff like that. It's hard to use your acting voice for like 3 hours.
It's not like an energy high game where you get a little bit so.
Yeah, it is just sitting around. If you're a little bit tired, I usually fall asleep while reading. So we don't play this too often, but there are 10 cases in the game, and I really want to get through them. Sometimes during the next 100 years, we will see when that will happen. This is basically kind of like. Yeah, this is a game, if you have played Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, this is basically the same game, only with a couple of new mechanics and set in the mythos, in the Cthulhu mythos world. So that is your number 4. You want to add something more?
Yeah, because a few of the times we played it, we started playing and we need to do something else, and we put it aside and continued afterwards. So I think that's really neat that it's more. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's like an old video game where you just read and wrote "Go South." It's basically a choose your own adventure. So it's really nice. Your number 4, my number 6, Mythos Tales. So let's get to my number 4. It's higher on your list, like almost everything on my list. So let's go to your number 3.
And your number 4, because it's escape room games.
It is.
We did a little cheat.
This is a big sheet. We have a couple ones here just to have something. This is Exit, and the other one is Unlock. We love escape room games. We really love escape rooms. We love escape room games. We don't love all of them. We hate some of them.
Yeah.
Like one of the Unlock games we played the Nautilus Traps. It was horrible.
As far as we played, we haven't played the whole yet.
No, because it was really horrible, and all the riddles and puzzles were. Some of them are really bad. Some are cool, some are bad.
Yeah.
As well with the Exit games, some of them has been really good, some has not been so good. But these are really nice cooperative games that I really like. We have played most of them. We played Dexcape. We liked the first one, alright. The second one was horrible. Don't play that. Like, really don't play it. I cannot recommend it to anyone. The second Dexcape one, but it's strange to...
The London?
Yeah, the time in London. Sets out rules and then wants you to break them. You can't do that.
But with all escape rooms as well, there are good escape rooms and there are bad escape rooms.
Absolutely.
And there are good and bad games. So it's hard to like just set unlock or just exit at this spot, because both exit and both unlock and the other games we played.
Escape from the board game, the Think Fun, Escape the Room
Escape
games.
in the box, yeah, because they have so much variations within them. So we have to make another list about them, I think.
Yeah,
if you want
because-
some specification there.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing like an all-around escape room a game video, because we are passionate about escape rooms. We've done like 40 escape rooms. We love it. We have traveled to different countries to do escape rooms. So that's basically the reason that escape room games are so high, because we enjoy getting kind of the same feel in our house with friends or alone or just fun.
And I don't feel like I'm sitting down for a board game.
No.
I'm feeling like I'm sitting down for a puzzle and an activity and an adventure. And I think that's like true for most of my co-op games, actually. That they're not so gamey.
No, because you usually like to play co-op games when you have played a lot of competitive games.
Yeah, I like
to
those
get
little
steam
breaks.
off, to just do something else. Like,
Now
no, we're
let's be
competitive
friends.
and just sit down and be friends and be
Yeah.
happy. Yeah, that's usually often when you want to play co-op games. Like, no, you have won over me a couple of times, let's play a co-op game. But that only happens 2 times a year. So, yeah. Let's go to my number 3. It was your number 7, right?
Yeah.
And that is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I know you might be thinking, what? You said you hated Pandemic, and I do. I really don't like Pandemic. And that's the reason why I was a little unsure about getting Pandemic Legacy. So I was trying to get Pandemic Legacy off the floor.
It's a big box.
It's a big box. It
Here,
is Pandemic
wanna take this?
Legacy Season 1. This, I was really unsure if I was going to get it, but it was getting all the hype and I really wanted to try it out. This Legacy thing, we tried Risk Legacy, it was okay. I wanted to try this because it was a Legacy game, it was something new. You weren't living here at the time, so you have basically only played it like 3-4 times, and that's why it is on your
I
list.
played 2 months or two parts of a month.
I don't remember, it was 2 or 3 games.
But only one night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This game changed Pandemic for me, and if I would ever play Pandemic again, which I won't after I play this. Because Pandemic Legacy made me care. Like, this is a Legacy game, so I don't want to say anything about it. It's pandemic with stuff happening. I enjoyed the story aspect of this game. It was kind of like playing we aren't done, we're like in December, so we have to get that done before playing Legacy Season 2, which is over there in the sofa, not in your face. This is Pandemic Legacy in the sofa. But I really like the story, the twists and turns, everything that happened, how it evolved, how it went from being plain Pandemic to being more interesting mechanics, stuff going on. Really liked it, liked the evolving state of the game, liked to play Pandemic. Like, sometimes when I play it, it's not so fun to play Pandemic, but it's fun to play to see what will happen, to see where the story will go, to see how we will do, to see what will happen. And basically, I love Legacy aspects of games because I enjoy story. When I play video games as well, I really usually only play video games that gives me a story.
I agree.
And board games that can do that as well is great. So that's why Pandemic Legacy is my number 3. Do you want to say something about this game as well?
Yeah, it's my number 7, as we said. And I don't love Pandemic before, but I think it's okay.
It's not.
I'm wrong, obviously, but I think the one time I played this, I really wanted to play more, and I felt like the things that were happening, I was like, oh, that's cool, and you guys were just, whoa, this happens, and I'm just like, okay, but I'm a little sad that I didn't come for the whole experience. I haven't seen what's happening before and what's going to happen, but I like it.
So that is Pandemic Legacy, my number 3, your number 7. We're up to the top 2. And in the top 2, we are, as we were in our top 10 games of 2017, we are synced up.
Yeah.
So our number 2 is the same and our number 1 is the same. There's been a lot of overlap in this video, but these are just synced up. These are our favorite cooperative games. And if you saw our top 10 list from 2017, you will not be shocked by our number 2, which is...
Gloom Haven.
It is! We also have the... Oh, I have everything here. It's so light. No, it's not. It's just an empty box. Haha! You understood that because you're not stupid. This is Gloom Haven. This is a really great cooperative game. It's a huge, spanning legacy, campaign, story, world evolving, character evolving, character unlocking, doing stuff, being cool game.
Dungeon crawler.
Dungeon crawler, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
It's so much stuff going on in this game. We talked a lot about it also in the top 10 of 2017. So we're not going to go into huge detail. And if you want to know about Gloom Haven, you probably already know about it. It is number 1 on Board Game Geek as of now.
Really cool.
It took the space of Pandemic Legacy Season 1 because people are getting it, people are loving it. Of course, some people are not liking it because not all games are for all people. Not old people, that wasn't what I said. All people or every game isn't for everyone. That's better.
Yeah.
Every game isn't for everyone, but this game is for us. We played it 43 times, or I played it 43 times, you played it like 30 times or something like that in the span of 2 months. We played it again the other night. I want to play it again soon because it's a great game. Of course, the only downsides to the game,
Downside?
Downsize. Downside to this game is that it takes like 16 hours to set up and 25 hours to break down.
Yeah.
But it's worth that time. It's a fun game. It's amazing. What do you want to say about Gloom Haven?
And just that I agree, because it's really good. And I think, as I said in the top 10 of 2017 as well, it's the dungeon crawler co-op that I've always wanted, that I've kind of missed in other games like Descent and what's the other one we played?
Claustrophobia?
Yeah, and...
Imperial Assault?
Yeah, Imperial Assault.
In these games, yeah, because this is full co-op, it's not one versus all, which Descent wasn't either with the app. But this game, there's no dice, there's more of a luck, but you can kind of mitigate
a better
more.
timer, because your hand
also,
is running out, not more enemies.
Yeah, and we like the randomness in this game, we like the combat system. But again, as I said, I think in the top 10, if this game was only like once and done, you played it, the mechanics are really good, but it wouldn't make me play the game 40 times. It's the campaign, it's the story, it's the evolving thing. Everything that just works really well together is why Gloom Haven is my number 2.
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah.
Good! Let's go to the last game, number 1. This is a good game. This is a really, really good game. I know some of you don't like it, but
it's a really... Is there someone that doesn't like this game?
Yeah, many people don't like it. But it is. Time Stories!
I like this game so much.
This game is a point-and-click adventure multiplayer board game. This game is kind of like they said when they made it. This game is a system that you buy games for. You buy a deck of cards which gives you an adventure, which goes through a story, which gives you puzzles, which makes you happy, which makes you shocked, which makes you angry because it's bad, but mostly it's good. Like, we have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scenarios for this game now.
5 for me now.
Yeah, 5 for you, that's true. You haven't played the Marcy case. Hopefully you will do that sometime in 2018. This game is so good. Like, if you want to play this game, play it from the beginning, play all the scenarios. Trust me, do that. If you don't do that, you will still have fun, but you won't have all the fun. You won't have all the fun, because this game is made for you to play the scenarios one after another. Not all the scenarios are really good. Like, it's really funny because one of the scenarios a lot of people really liked is the one we really dislike, or I did really dislike. It's the Prophecy of Dragons, the RPG one. Yeah, I hate it. Because I don't hate all of it, and we're not going to go into it, but there's some stuff in there that just make that scenario horrible. Okay,
I see why you didn't like it as much, but I think the good thing about this system is that they can do so many different things, and each story feels completely different, and Oh, I really love it.
And there's different. We're not going to go into any details because it is what it is. It's a spoiler
You have
game.
to check it out
You
yourself.
have to play it, but it is. They do different things, different mechanics, different twists, different plots, different space, different times. It's so good. It's amazing. It's a game we're gonna play in like 2 hours now. We are really pumped. We're gonna play the next scenario, Estrella Drive. I might do a little short log video about that to just talk about what I thought about it. Non-spoiler, of course, but we're gonna play that soon. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's
it's
really,
my favorite
really
of all games
great
I've
game.
ever played.
So that is Time Stories.
Yeah, I wanted to add something.
Do that.
What was it?
I don't know. Do you know? Do you have to go back in time to find it out?
I don't remember.
You don't remember it,
I
so
don't.
that is the end.
Yeah, it is.
It is. If you remember it later, you can write a comment. You can comment under the video.
Yeah, I had to.
So that is Time Stories, our #1 co-op game of all time. And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me again. It's always fun to make videos together. And I hope you enjoyed this video. More videos are coming, more top 10s are coming, everything is coming. Have fun. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please comment. Thank you so much. I'm Johannes.
No.
And you are Sunniva.
Yeah.
And you have been watching Board Gaming Ramblings. Thank you so much. Bye bye.